A car belongs on the road. That's actually not always the case. Audi is opting for train transport for the delivery of its new vehicles. About 1,250 vehicles a day leave the factory in Ingolstadt by rail. In order to remain flexible in the loading procedure, Audi came up with yet another good idea. The empty double-deck rail wagons rotate on a platform so that all of the cars can be loaded from one central point. Avoiding unnecessary travel and performing the actual transportation by train are easy on the environment, delivering by rail being substantially more efficient and environmentally friendlier than road transport, for example. Spare parts are also essential if the customer is to enjoy his new Audi for years to come. At the factory in Ingolstadt, these parts are recycled, and everything old is new again. Each individual part is completely disassembled, cleaned, renewed, tested, and then put back together again. During the recycling process, we are able to use 90% of the parts that we recycle. We only need to add 10%, mostly screws, washers, and so on. The customer can choose between new or recycled spare parts when his car is being repaired. So, reconditioning spare parts is not only easy on the environment, it's also easy on the wallet. In order to assure that the new vehicle meets all standards, all of the CO2 emissions and consumption levels are measured in the Emission Test Center in Ingolstadt. We use a standardized test unit for measuring exhaust emissions and consumption. We use an exhaust roller and an exhaust analysis system that measures components such as hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide, nitric oxides and carbon dioxide as consumption equivalents. The subject of CO2 reduction is of course a concern in every part of the company. We are not only reducing the CO2 emissions of our vehicles, we are naturally also looking for ways to reduce CO2 on the production line. One measure, for example, is to directly recycle the energy produced during a test run to provide the lab with electricity. And this concludes our tour of the factory in Ingolstadt. It is interesting to see that environmental aspects touch almost every area of automobile production at Audi. This holistic view is extremely important in order to maintain a vision of the entirety of our environmental protection and not just its individual measures. And not only in regards to what is happening here at the site, but also what happens down the line with delivery during production of raw materials, and then of course what happens to the products at the end of their lives. And this is how Audi assures that the production of an automobile doesn't have to cost the earth.